students. Good afternoon and welcome to Medfield High School. We are so pleased that you're with us this afternoon on this very special day for our graduates. To get us started, please join me in welcoming Lori Barney, who will sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
What's up, everybody? My name is Liam Dewey. For the last 4 years, I've had the pleasure and honor of serving as the president of the class of 2017, which I would say is the greatest class in the history of Medfield High School. My friends, we're about to embark on a new frontier in our lives, filled with new experiences and people. But it's not going to be an easy journey. We'll be tested, we'll be tried, but we'll persevere. Why? Because in 10 years, I see us. We're engineers, businessmen, doctors, scientists, artists, athletes, and some of us may even come back to this school to teach future generations. I see us achieving our dreams. Everything that we have worked for come to fruition. You know, 4 years ago, when I ran for this position, I predicted we would be the greatest class in Medfield history. I wasn't wrong. There is greatness in every single one of you. We just have to reach it. And when we do, we will shake this world to its core. We will build great architectural wonders, cure diseases, enact justice, create beautiful art, break records, and overcome any challenge that we face. But this wonderful community we've created comes with a responsibility to each other, to help each other grow and learn even after we leave Medfield High School. Together, we can overcome the bigotry, the partisanship, and the hate that plagues our nation. I know right now we have other priorities. You know, we're preparing for college. the military, the workforce, but we have a duty to our country, our community, and most importantly, this school, to make the world a better place. Join your local political party, work for a nonprofit, volunteer in your community, not just because you want NHS hours, but because you actually want to help people. It doesn't matter if it's big or small, just do something. Whatever community you end up in, love it. Just do something, whether that be San Diego, Boston, Alaska, Atlanta, London, Beijing, Morocco, or Medfield. Just love it. Make it better. Change it for the good. Stand up and do something for your neighbors, your friends, and your countrymen. Because if you don't, no one will. To quote Thomas Paine, "If trouble must come, let it be in my time, so there may be peace for my children." Create that peace, solve that trouble, so that our children and our children's children can have better lives. Leave this world more beautiful, more just, more free than the one you were born into. Because this is our time. This is our era. This is our generation. And when I see you in 10 years at our reunion, and you're all extremely successful, I'll ask you about your career. I'll ask you about your family. But what I really want to know is what you've done. What's going to be your mark on the world? Who will you help? Who will you save? Who will you teach? Who will you be? That is the stuff that matters. So I urge you to make an impact. And I know that each and every one of you can. Don't wait for someone else to change the world. Go do it. Thank you.
Thanks, Liam. That didn't disappoint. Great job. You know, Liam is one of those kids that will try to get me on Twitter to cancel school. And he and Tommy Cadman, they will tweet at me and tell me how much snow is coming, and because I wouldn't have known that. And what schools have been canceled already, and why haven't we been canceled? So thanks, guys. Appreciate that support. So welcome, members of the Medfield School Committee, parents, grandparents, students, teachers, administrators, community members, members of the Board of Selectmen, and distinguished guests of the Medfield Public Schools. Today we celebrate this outstanding class of 2017 by culminating 13 years of learning, making friends, and success. I know 13 years seems like a long time for our graduates, but I'm sure for our parents it seems like yesterday when these kids were going to freshman orientation at Medfield High School. I've been fortunate enough to observe and get to know many members of the class of 2017 over the past 4 years. By observing these behaviors and actions of the class of 2017, it's easy to say what these kids represent. They are respectful, responsible, hardworking, driven, polite, and inclusive. I've observed these positive behaviors and actions on countless occasions over the past 4 years. Sporting events, art shows, band concerts, plays, the senior cruise, the prom at Gillette, senior recognition, class day, and most importantly, with their day-to-day interactions with their peers and teachers. I was recently contacted by a reporter looking for my reaction to the latest U.S. News and World Report rankings for the best high schools in the United States. Medfield High School had never cracked the top 10 on this list and now has been in the top 5 2 years in a row. I would be lying if I said we don't care where we're ranked, because we do care. Everyone here cares. But as a district, we also care a lot about those things that the rankings don't measure. Medfield is different because we are committed to developing and graduating well-rounded students. Our core focus goes beyond academics. It's about offering the best music, athletics, visual arts, theater, clubs, and service opportunities for our kids. Simply put, our goal is to graduate well-rounded students, and the class of 2017 epitomizes this mission. This is an outstanding group, and they will be missed at Medfield High School. Each year at graduation, I share a book or an article I read in the past year that has inspired me, challenged my thinking or values, and has a connection to our graduates as they end one journey and begin another. Often these topics come from recommendations of colleagues or professional journals, but oddly enough, the one I'm going to share with you today is a recommendation from Tom Brady. Last spring, he was asked in an interview how he gets through all the public scrutiny and media attention in his life. As expected, he acknowledged the support of his family and friends, his faith, and then highlighted a book he reads each year called The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. I have to be honest, initially the book was a little out there for my taste, and there are some parts of the book I don't agree with. But when Ruiz outlines each agreement, there were clear connections to the new relationships our graduates will experience when they leave home. An agreement in this context is a contract with yourself, how you are going to behave. Most importantly, it's what you stand for and what you can control. It's essentially a core value. Ruiz outlines each agreement and how it pertains to your interactions and relationships with people. These four agreements seem very simple, but they are challenging in everyday life. The first agreement, to be impeccable with your word. Your word is so powerful because it has an impact on how people feel. Ruiz writes, speak only with integrity and only say what you actually mean. This book was written 20 years ago, so I think I need to add something to it. I would add, be impeccable with your digital written word. Social media has changed the definition of what we used to think was civility. Hitting the send or post button will never replace a face-to-face conversation with someone. So graduates, be impeccable with your word, both spoken and written. The second agreement is to don't take anything personally. Think about that one for a second. How many people have taken something personally over the past month, week, or this morning? As you leave Medfield High School, you will encounter many different challenges, so surround yourself with positive people. Ruiz writes, if you take everything personally, it can lead to suffering for no reason. Agreement number 2, don't take anything personally. The third agreement focuses entirely on good communication. Don't make assumptions. These assumptions could be about people, situations, or relationships. Make sure you ask questions to avoid misunderstandings and always express what you really want. Ruiz writes, most human problems can be resolved by good, clear communication. This agreement will be critical when you have a new roommate, co-worker, or collaborate on an important project. Agreement number 3, don't make assumptions. The fourth agreement seems obvious. Always do your best. Ruiz expands on this agreement, saying that doing your best is often contextual. Sometimes it will be the highest quality, and other times it will not, but it will still be your best. Doing your best will be productive and good for yourself. Doing your best is for you, not just the reward. Translated, do your best to learn, not just to get that A. This could be especially challenging for those of us that are goal-driven. The fourth agreement, always do your best. So, what's the takeaway from these agreements? I asked our graduates to review each one of these agreements and use it as an opportunity to self-reflect and re-examine your values as you leave Medfield High School. I challenge you to spend some time over the summer, reflect, and prepare for the new experiences ahead. With that said, class of 2017, this is such an exciting time in your lives. You've completed a rigorous curriculum in one of the best public school districts in the country. The Medfield Public Schools is a place where teachers and administrators are genuinely committed to your growth and development as a student and as a person. In the town of Medfield is a place where every adult supports you and truly wants you to succeed. You have found success now, and you are on to new challenges. You'll soon find out firsthand that the experiences you've had in Medfield have prepared you extremely well for what lies ahead. Graduates, today it's all about you. But as Ronald Reagan once said, the family has always been the cornerstone of American society. It's important for you now and in the future to always make time for your family. Never forget that your family's values and support is what you got here today. Class of 17, I know you're on 2017. I know you are off to do great things during your next journey. And remember, no matter where your travels take you, you will always be a part of this incredible community we call Medfield. Congratulations to all of you. Enjoy the day and be safe.
Teachers, administrators, school committee, parents, fellow students, good afternoon. My name is Cameron Young, and I'm one of this year's honors essayists. As a kid, one of my favorite television shows was Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. I'm sure most of you are familiar with. Sorry, this echo is kind of throwing me off. In the show, main character Ned would give viewers a number of tips amongst the implausible antics of a fictitious middle school to help them survive middle and high school. While watching, I would often wonder if the show represented what a real school was like. Although it did have a number of credible suggestions like project partners are the most important choice you make before marriage, now, having completed my time at Medfield High School, I can say with confidence that the show did not represent a typical high school experience. Few people managed to rock the coconut head haircut. We do not practice a variety of far-fetched safety drills like bear attacks or chase weasels. Our administrators do not act like FBI agents. And most unfortunately, our day is filled with 7 classes and no such thing as study hall. However, what we have here at Medfield is incomparably better. The students featured in Ned's Declassified lack the guidance and leadership examples necessary to fulfill their capacities as learners. Their teachers are a ragtag group of individuals who foster the flippant and rowdy nature of the students, leading to the hijinks that make for entertaining television. Medfield represents the antithesis of such an environment, with supportive staff who always act as positive leaders and role models, ensuring that our students do fulfill their capacities as learners. This is one of the unparalleled characteristics that makes Medfield, Medfield. Throughout our time here, we have been surrounded by positive role models. Medfield does not have bad teachers. The people we see here every day are incredibly successful in their chosen profession. They show us and teach us every day, whether we realize it or not, what success looks like. Their dedication to our education has given us the tools necessary to enter the real world with confidence. They are passionate, creative, driven, and incredibly bright. Our teachers never fail to go above and beyond to ensure the success of every student, often extending their teaching hours before and after school to provide extra help. They lead our clubs and organizations, coach our teams, and always love to learn something new about technology, and we get an extra day off because of it, thanks to Mr. Sonnenberg and DLD. It is because of these individuals, in conjunction with all of Medfield High School's hardworking staff, that our students continually procure such academic success. This solid intellectual foundation contributes to an enormity of achievement outside of the classroom. Our athletics program has captured a state championship every year since 2003. Our musicians never fail to be recognized nationally for their incredible prowess, performing at the Mingus Festival and MICA annually. Our artists are frequently recognized by the Boston Globe for their work. Our drama program manages to put on 3 equally incredible shows a year. Our science Olympiad and mathematics competition teams continually rank among the best in the state. We constantly invent new and unique clubs and student organizations that supplement the vast array of those already in existence. We're involved politically, active in community service, and environmental conservation. It is no mere coincidence that Medfield students have amassed all of these accomplishments. Our educators have instilled in us an insatiable desire to be our personal best, to persist, perform, and perfect ourselves as learners, leaders, and inhabitants of this planet. Our individual character has been molded and shaped as we progress through our high school experience. This school has a clear mission statement. Medfield High School is committed to challenging academics for all, lifelong learning for all, excellence, academic, co-curricular, and character, achievement of personal success, respect, honesty, and integrity. No one can dispute the strict adherence to and realization of the said mission statement. We certainly have challenging academics across all levels. Students are pushed to realize their complete capacities as learners. The example our teacher set has prepared us for a life of learning. Our excellence in academics, extracurriculars, and character continually ranks us as one of the best high schools in the state. Each one of our numerous individual contributions to this community shows an achievement of personal success. Finally, by following the actions of our abundant role models, respect, honesty, and integrity have become moral pillars for the students of Medfield High School. It is without a doubt that we, as students, have achieved and exceeded the goals and expectations set by the administration. This school has managed to transform us from self-conscious teenagers to courageous adults. I am confident that all of us have become better people for having been a part of Medfield High School, and I am incredibly grateful for having this experience. So, how can we show those who have dedicated their lives to bettering us as individuals our appreciation? How can we express our most sincere gratitude? Actions speak louder than words. Beyond our 7 subjects a day, we have learned a myriad of invaluable skills, and now is the time to apply this knowledge. We must be leaders by action and example. We must question and infer. We must work effectively in groups, analyze a variety of social situations, and collaborate. We must listen, communicate, and convey our thoughts. We must be resourceful, dependable, and responsible. We must think critically, logically, and illogically. We must set goals, plan, and execute them. We must articulate our opinions and be confident in our beliefs. Most importantly, we must use what we have been taught to make an impact in the world. The future may seem daunting and uncertain, but now is not the time to shy away from this emerging challenge. We must overcome challenges, avoid obstacles, and strive for success. This is what we have been taught as Medfield students, and this is the best way to express our sincere gratitude to those who have been with us on this journey. Today, we as graduates rest on the precipice of possibility. As we embark on our future endeavors, let us not forget those who helped us to get this far. Let us not forget the lessons we learned, the failures and successes that made us stronger. Let us not forget our teachers who have shown us how to be our best. Let us not forget the school and community that supported us and propelled us during the last 4 years. Let us not forget our friends and classmates who all endured the same challenges as part of this select group. And most importantly, let us not forget what it means to be a Medfield warrior. Thank you again to all of the teachers, administrators, and parents, and to my peers, the class of 2017. I wish you all the best of luck as you strive for it and achieve all of your wildest dreams. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Ooh, the echo. My name is Lori Barney, and I am the other honor essayist. In early March, I stood at the end of the auditorium stage that had become my second home at Medfield High School and took my final bow. For the students in the Theater Society, our final musical was The Wizard of Oz. It seemed particularly resonant to end our high school theater careers telling a story that focuses on finding home. The 4 years of rehearsals and long tech hours had come to a close. Senior year was really here, and I was really leaving. I'm sure each one of us has had a moment this year where we stood on the field, in the hallway, in the cafeteria, in the classroom, and thought, this is the last time I will fill in the blank. Each of us has started to think about what it will mean to leave our Medfield High School home. So what makes it so hard to say goodbye? We are saying goodbye to the place, but we can always come back and visit. We are saying goodbye to the people, but we can always remember them in our hearts. And we're saying goodbye to the memories, but we can always hold on to them. So why is it so hard to say goodbye? It's hard to say goodbye because Medfield High School has become our home in the fullness of that word. MHS is our community. It's our warrior family. Through all the highs and lows of the past 4 years, the people here at MHS were there for us. Teachers, staff, and other students stood by our sides. They showed us how to get back up when we fell down. Then they showed us how to cheer on others and pick up others when they fell down too. We learned to support each other, and we learned kindness. MHS created a community of support we could rely on and flourish within. Students and faculty continuously describe collaboration within classes. I know many of us struggled with study habits in classes in freshman year, as well as in the following years. But MHS offered us amazing support. There was formal support from school resources and access to all teachers, and informal support from peer encouragement and tutoring, all of which is intertwined into the rhythm of school. Throughout the high school, there are intentional spaces for students and faculty to connect, meet, and discuss. The very structure of the building reflects the importance of community, collaboration, and cross-discipline connections, which I strongly believe enhance learning and drive creative innovations. The students and teachers made it clear that the goal of learning and growing here was not competition, but mutual encouragement to bring all of us forward. This school community is accepting. We all have a place where we can do what we love with people who love it too. There is kindness and inclusion practiced here. Learning how to be a part of a group, finding mutual support, and offering the same works in research, classrooms, and both local and global communities. I believe all of these elements combine beautifully at Medfield High School. These ideals are not just laid out in a student handbook, but practiced daily by every student and faculty member. I personally felt this community most strongly within my theater home. MHS Theater Society prides itself on creating a respectful and inclusive club. We actively partner with interested students in the Access classroom and invite student diversity to better capture the fullness of life that we hope to reflect in our art. We rely on the diverse skills of technical crew members, artists, musicians, and actors to create the interactive art of the theater. When we begin by valuing each other and then offer to extend ourselves to others, we practice the kindness needed to make a community grow. I know this foundation of kindness is central to MHS as a community, no matter which group became your Medfield High School home. I encourage each one of you to take what we have learned from our time here into the broader world outside of Medfield. Let us help foster an uplifting community locally and globally as we go forward in life. Seek to work and live where people from all walks of life can find a place to belong. Where that is not present, be the change to make it happen. All it takes is courage and kindness. We are warriors. We stick up for what we believe in and what it is right. Everyone belongs here at Medfield High School, and everyone has a place to call their home. I believe what makes saying goodbye so hard at this moment is that we are saying goodbye to this uplifting and accepting and flourishing community of kindness. What will the next steps bring? It starts with us. We have to take what we learned here at MHS and share it with the world. Pass it along, spread kindness, actively practice inclusion. There is no place like home. But if we do this right, we will carry the best parts of our Medfield High School home with us as we journey forward. And home will be with us wherever we go. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you, Dr. Marsden, Mr. Parga, and all the high school staff for the tremendous work you put in to make this a special day for all of us. And congratulations to the class of 2017 for all the work you have done over the past 12 years to get to this day. My mother, Michaela's grandmother, will be celebrating her 90th birthday at the end of this summer. Her best friend will also be celebrating her 90th birthday at the beginning of the summer. They met 85 years ago in first grade. Aside from watching two 90-year-olds one-up each other for their birthday parties, one of the most fascinating aspects of this is thinking what it takes to keep a friendship going strong for 85 years. One must think there were countless times when the distractions of a full life could have caused them to grow distant, but they never did. A thread of shared experiences that withstood grammar school, high school, marriage, children, and widowhood. Graduations, and particularly high school graduations, offer a great opportunity to think about how the experiences and friendships that you have in one phase will impact you as you move into the next. Like chapters of a book, it isn't until the last one that you can truly appreciate how the early ones set the narrative. However, I'm sure each of you can look back on particular experiences, decisions, and friendships that have made a profound and lasting impact on how you view life. The successes you've experienced in the classroom, on the ball field, on the stage, and in the community are the moorings and foundation for your future success. Equally, and probably more important, the setbacks and challenges you've overcome underpin the resilience you will need as you tackle new challenges. High school graduation marks the clearest transition from adolescence to adulthood. The most obvious characteristic of that transition is a level of independence and freedom that you have not likely experienced to date. As parents, we will switch from supervisors to mostly advisors. Hopefully, as supervisors, we have given you the tools to make this journey successful and fulfilling. But whether we were good bosses or sometimes not so good bosses, you will need to find your individual path with all of its detours on your own. Returning to my mother's 90th birthday, I asked her if she had any advice on how to maintain an 85-year friendship. One of the things she said was that the experience of going through high school together, with all its unique drama and intensity, created a shared life experience that withstood whatever distractions would come later. As you now transition to your next phase, as you move into adulthood, I hope that you will work to keep the connections and friendships you have made in Medfield intact. Who knows? Maybe you will get to celebrate your 90th birthday with your best friend from Memorial. Thank you and good luck.
Good morning. My name is Haley Wong, and I'm the senior speaker for the class of 2017. And I want to thank you and for spending your time with us here this morning as we as a class celebrate our accomplishments over the past 4 years. They weren't kidding about the echo. It's pretty bad. To begin, I wanted to share with you all a list of what I did this morning. I woke up, laid in bed in disbelief, brushed my teeth, and asked myself how I'm a senior. I ate breakfast in silence as I wondered where this year went. I played with my dog and asked him how I'm graduating today. I got dressed and worried about tripping up this stage. And finally, I drove here as my heart raced. So naturally, in thinking about what I should give a speech on, I settled on the idea of sharing with you all how lists have been and will continue to be instrumental in our lives, whether we know it or not. I'm a list maker. Ask my friends or ask any of my family members, they'll tell you that I have lists upon lists. I have a running list of the lists I have to make. This is how I think best and keep myself organized. All year on my laptop, I've had lists of schools to apply to choose between, things to do to hopefully boost my shot at getting into certain schools. I've read amazing lists of the places that my peers are headed in the fall, whether that be standout universities, gap years, on to serve our country. I've read lists of all their amazing goals and life plans, hoping my life plan is just as intact as theirs. But I think the best list I've read so far this year was the list of all-time greatest senior assassin kills. And to put in my own 2 cents, I still think Hunter Gaffney's snipe on Brian Kane outside of Rico's is up there as the most savage kill of all time. My favorite list to make at the end of the year was the things I had to do to wrap up my time here at MHS. Now, having made it to graduation day, I'm sure I'll soon be starting a list of all the things I have to do to get ready to leave this town. That list has already started to grow in my mind. First, teach my younger brother how to shovel the driveway all on his own. Donate the 100 youth sports t-shirts that I haven't worn in 6 years and have zero intention of ever wearing again. But I've already crossed a few things off this list. This morning, before I left my house, I handed my mother and my father each a letter. I wanted to share with you some of what these letters said. Firstly, To my dearest mother, thank you. Thank you for 18 years of unconditional love, support, guidance, and advice. Thank you for always knowing when to tell me to pick myself up and dust myself off, and when maybe I just needed a shoulder to cry on. Thank you for giving me everything I could have ever needed, even when I didn't deserve it. Thank you for raising me to be the woman that I am. I'm so proud of who you taught me to become. Secondly, to my father, thank you for convincing Mom to let us get a dog after listening to me beg incessantly for 17 years. Thank you for always reminding me that yes, you still do need an oil change, even though you've already reminded me twice this week. Thank you. I know you're not an outwardly emotional man, and I know that hearing me say Dad in this speech probably makes your heart race. But I also know that everything you've ever done for me was your way of saying I love you. And let me reassure you that message was well received. So with these excerpts in mind, let me shed light on what I'm trying to say. We are at an extremely exciting time of our lives right now. We're at the brink of creating all new memories and closing a chapter of our lives. We're on the verge of scattering across the country and making these new homes the place we want to be. Let me urge you, before you make a list of all the things you need for your dorm room or all the books your major requires you to buy, make a list of all the people that you want to thank for getting you here. The journey we complete today is not a journey we completed alone. I know that time is going to pass faster in these next 2 months than it ever has, and I know that we're all going to get caught up in the excitement of shuffle. But thank your parents. Thank them for everything they've provided for you. Thank your teachers. Thank them for presenting you with the tools to excel at a curriculum as rigorous as Medfield High. Thank your coaches and your teammates for teaching you what it means to be held accountable and to have others depend on you. Thank your pets. Thank them for being a silent comfort to come home to on days where nothing fell in your favor. Thank your friends. Thank them for putting up with your late night anxiety-filled text messages and those days where things didn't go quite as you had planned, and in turn you were a little bit grumpy. Lastly, thank Medfield and thank your peers for helping you to gain a more inclusive perspective on life. Thank Medfield for giving us one of the best places to grow up, safe and with every resource we could have needed. But let me also urge you, while these thank yous may seem like closure and this journey may be technically coming to an end, the people on the list that you make will never disappear. Continue to lean on your family when life is overwhelming. Continue to laugh with your friends even if they are thousands of miles away. Continue to exhibit the qualities that these teachers have instilled in us. Continue to exhibit the leadership skills that our coaches and teammates have taught us to exhibit. Continue to talk to your pets even though they can't talk back. You might not be coming home to them every night next year, but FaceTime is a beautiful thing. There's one last thank you I want to urge you to make. Thank yourself. Thank yourself for never giving up on you. Thank yourself for having the intrinsic motivation to spend an entire night writing college supplements or for pulling all those all-nighters junior year. Thank yourself for being bold enough to follow your passions and your dreams, even if they are leading you to far away and unfamiliar places. Thank yourself for never giving up on you. It is now that I urge you to go light that spark wherever it is you've decided to go in the fall. I am so incredibly excited to read the list of dazzling contributions that this class makes in the future. Congratulations, 2017. Go on and burn bright.
Good afternoon. Before I make my closing remarks, there are several people that I'd like to thank for making today absolutely perfect. As you can imagine, so much time and effort has been dedicated into making this day a special one for our graduates. First, I want to thank our assistant principals, Heather Mendoza and Jeff Sperling, for making sure the senior events of this past week went smoothly. And how about our senior class advisors, Madeline Chamberlain and Beth Sancher, for their work over the years, and I know today is bittersweet for them. Our custodians and maintenance crew have spent the past 2 days getting the staging, tents, chairs all set up. And let's not forget about Mrs. Ingram, who pulls all of this together. It's a big undertaking, and we are very fortunate to have so many people who help out. So please join me in thanking everyone for making today a special one for our graduates. Friends, parents, honored guests, and to the wonderful class of 2017. As principal, it's my honor and absolute privilege to have this opportunity to speak to you as we celebrate your graduation from Medfield High School. As we've heard from our student speakers, your journey through the Medfield Public Schools has been filled with memories that you'll forever take with you. And I promise you, these memories and experiences that you've shared together will be what you talk about when you return to Medfield. It may be something you take for granted right now, and that's okay, because nobody will be able to take away anything that you've accomplished over these past 12 years. I'm incredibly excited for you, because very soon you will march off this field and begin your next journey. Recently, I was looking at a list that our guidance department generates, which indicates your plans for next year. I saw what I typically see from a Medfield High School graduating class. Lots and lots of four-year colleges, from Villanova to BU, Providence College, UNH, Emerson, WPI, and Tufts, among many others. There were Ivy League schools and schools that we don't always see our grads heading to, like TCU, the University of Chicago, the University of Oregon, and the University of Southern California, located in my hometown of Los Angeles. Like the graduates who've come before you, many of you have selected to study business, nursing, theater, chemistry, biology, marketing, and of course our favorite, education. But as I was looking at that list, something else jumped out. When asked where you're headed next year, a few of you had listed unknown, and many of you had listed undecided under course of study. And I started thinking, that's what makes this journey so exciting. You see, even if you know where you're going next year, there is an unknown element that awaits you. And even if you think you've decided what to study, there are still so many decisions you're going to have to make. So for the unknowns and undecideds amongst our graduates, don't worry. Your journey may take a different path, but it will likely expose you to experiences and options that you've never even considered. And in the end, you might find what you're looking for sooner than you thought possible. And for those of you who know where you're going and have decided what to study, I want you to think about this. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the Disneyland, Disney World theme park ride, Pirates of the Caribbean. For those of you who may not be as familiar, it's based on the movie. You get on a boat, doesn't move very fast, a couple subtle drops. The ride starts with a stern warning from Blackbeard the pirate, then cruises through Dead Man's Cove, numerous waterfalls. There's a fierce battleship confrontation with cannonballs flying around, sort of, all in search of a hidden treasure. Now imagine if I told you as you were getting on that boat that the goal for you during that 8-minute and 30-second ride was to do everything you can to stay completely dry. Now, I have no doubt that during that ride, most of you would actually figure out a way to stay dry. But in doing so and being so consumed with not getting wet, think about everything you would have likely missed. So my point is this: just because you know where you're going, and just because today you think you've decided what you want to do, please don't allow yourself to become so focused on the end game that you miss everything that is happening around you, or even worse, you miss something that might bring you happiness. Here at Medfield High School, we've made a strategic effort to create learning opportunities for you that are both engaging and challenging. And I'm not just talking about the academic offerings. I'm talking about the extracurriculars, including the clubs, performing arts, and athletics. We believe that the opportunities that we provide you after 207 are just as important as what we offer you during the school day. Why? Because backed by tons of research, we know that a student who is well-rounded and is able to maintain a balanced lifestyle will be more likely to achieve better physical and mental health. So wherever you head off next year, please remember to take advantage of what is offered outside of your chosen course of study. Learn to play a guitar, take a dance class, try yoga, go for long walks. Promise to make taking care of yourself a priority. Tonight, you will be together at the all-night grad party. Please make sure you take the time to acknowledge to each other just how awesome you are. You leave today with quite a legacy. During your 4 years at Medfield High School, you've won awards, medals, and numerous state championships. You've been recognized by national publications as being part of one of the best schools in the state, but most of all, you've made us proud. And we know that these accomplishments don't just happen. They come from your hard work, your dedication, your commitment to being the best you can be, and at the end of the day, that's all we've ever wanted. Finally, there is not a person here, myself included, that can truly say that we've made it on our own. Graduates, you are likely sitting where you are today because the support and care of a parent, a grandparent, an uncle, or an aunt. Maybe it was a sibling, a neighbor, a mentor, a coach, a teacher, or a caring friend. Someone or some people have helped you along the way. Make sure you thank them today. And I certainly want to thank those of you out in the audience who've worked closely with us over the years. I know you are proud of these graduates, and you should be. But please know that the kindness and respect that these young adults showed us every day is a direct result of what you've taught them at home. So graduates, please join me in a round of applause for your family and friends who've supported you along the way. On behalf of the faculty at Memorial, Wheelock, Dale Street, Blake Middle School, and Medfield High School, I sincerely wish you all the best, good luck, and good health. Congratulations, Warriors.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Davis White, and as the class treasurer for the class of 2017, I'm excited to present 2 gifts to Medfield High School on behalf of the graduating class. The first gift is one that demonstrates the warrior pride that the MHS students hold. The class has purchased Medfield-themed banners, which will be hung from the lampposts in the high school parking lot. We hope that the new banners will help to inspire a sense of school spirit in those who walk beneath them. Our second gift, while it benefits us all, was purchased as a thank you to the custodians for the amazing job they do here in Medfield. We have purchased the state-of-the-art snowblower in the hope that it will ease the burden of our hard-working custodians during the winter months and ensure the safety of the students and faculty as they enter the school parking lot. We hope both students and faculty can enjoy these gifts. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2017.
It is now my great pleasure to welcome the class of 2017 to receive their diplomas. Lori Ann Barney, honor essayist. Cameron Charles Young, honor essayist. Haley Nicole Wong, senior speaker. William Patrick Dewey, class president. Nolan Joseph Melia, class vice president. Catherine Andrea Zona, class secretary. Davis Turner White, class treasurer. Thomas Nelson Cadman, class representative to the school committee. Megan Elizabeth Zona, student council president. Catherine Elizabeth Giordano, student council vice president. Remy Claire Lawson, student council secretary. Jack Summers Fitzgerald, student council treasurer. Christopher Michael McRory, student council representative to the school committee. Alexandra Ann Beck, student council historian. Anne Sonia Phipps, student council public relations. Sarah Elizabeth Adamson. Bashir Patrick Ronnie Armani. Allison Carol Arthur. Melanie Elise Bame. Catherine Michelle Barrett. Leah Grace Baum. Teresa Nicole Beardsley. Brendan Gary Beauregard. Natalie Marie Burchard. Bianca Lee Bishotti. Gavin Dean Bach. Lyndon Beatty Bonnert. Michaela Jean Bonfatti. Katie M. Bork. Zach Hodgson Brady. Jennifer Cecilia Brassel. Noah Harris Brown. William Douglas Bryant. Madeline Emily Busconi. Marshall Philip Bushnell. Erin Nicole Cahill. John Arthur Cahill. Brian Thomas Kane. Samantha Rose Kyra. Lauren Elizabeth Kasiri. Laura Elizabeth Cerulli. Natalie Evelyn Chadwick. Natalie Joan Marie Chin. Stephen James Christakis. Brandon Philip Chu. Addison James Chung. Elisa Marie Samino. Chelsea Marie Clower. Patrick William Colabella. Catherine Madelon Compson. Sebastian Ludwig Compton. Mateo Joseph Keo Condi. Gage Alexander Condon. Gavin Terrence Connolly. Matthew George Conroy. Alyssa Ann Corriveau. John Paul Cosentino. Benjamin James Coughlin. Elizabeth Ann Cousins. Dana Lindsay Cruikshank. Michaela Jean Demore. Francesca Rose D'Angelo. Nicole Catherine Deedy. Rihanna Marie Delbene. Maximilian John Duvall. Travers Joseph Devlin. Colton Wood Diani. Lillian Fleming Doctoroff. John McVeigh Dolan. Matthew John Dold. Christopher Patrick Donnelly Green. Bethany Neshka Marion Dornig. Connor Liam Dowling. David Joseph Dugan. Matthew Thomas Dulcus. Liam Casey Durham. Jacob Russell Enos. Lauren Renee Ferrier. Jocelyn Marie Fields. Raquel da Silva Forgarito. Sean Ward Fitzgerald. James Francis Freeman. Hunter Christopher Gaffney. Andrew Davis Garfield. Zachary Alexander Gerard. Caroline Ann Gordon. Jeffrey Brian Gordon. Matthew Robert Gorog. Sarah Ann Graham. Timothy Edward Graham. Micah Lanedert Grinnell. Erin Arden Andrews Haley. Julie Jesus Hahn. Mia Sarah Harkins. Bridget Rose Hearn. Antonia Kiara Hernley. Nicholas Ryan Holman. Ted Keating Hunt. Lily Ann Jackson. Alicia Rose Jimenez. Sydney Reed Jolene. Anna Pathy Kulangara Joseph. Matthew Thomas Joseph Keedy. Kyle Mackey Keegan. Megan Alana Keith. Catherine Robin Elizabeth Ann Kelleher. Devin Mason Kelly. Michael Robert Kennelly. Camille Elizabeth Kerwin. Clayton Green Kincaid. Sonia Sophia Kramer. Alex C. Lambert. Kathleen Maryellen Lanzilla. Naomi Sut Tung Lau. Eric Matthew Lawson. Jill Helen Ledegar. Jarrett Y. Ming Lee. Madeline May Long. Stephen Todd Laranger. Carlene Christine Lynch. Brock Nemo Mangicotti. Brendan James Manning. Kyle David Mance. Leah Rose Mason. Tig Henry Matthews. Alessandro Javier Mavilla. Emma Marie McAndrews. John Matthew McCormick. Julia Ann McDevitt. Samantha Rose McEachern. Ryan Lynch McCallum. Christina Elizabeth McNeely. Liam Frederick McNulty. Julianne Marlise Mera. Julia Chris Meisner. John Michael Messina Jr. Andreas George Michaelides. Benjamin James Mulvoy. Claire Elizabeth Murphy. Mateo William Musto. Caitlin Elizabeth Naughton. Mark O'Donnell Nevins. Christian James Newton. Abigail Stephanie Nisbet. Emma Stephanie Nisbet. Brendan Noel O'Callahan. Caitlin Eileen O'Connor. Thomas Patrick O'Connor. Liam Michael O'Hara. Liam Joseph O'Leary. Madison Marjorie O'Neill. Elizabeth Ann Ogrins. Sophia Grace Wimet. Anna Romano Pagliarulo. Jane Pan. Sheila Mary Patry. Allison Marie Petit. Amy Elizabeth Pinto. Sheng Yi Chen. John Paul Quinn. Samantha Jill Radosta. Grace Isabel Longway Rankin. Eden Rose Ravitch. Caitlin Marie Reardon. Julia Francis Reddy. William James Regan. Haley Elizabeth Robartis. Sean Ryan Robertson. Alexander Klein Rollins. Julia Nicole Roll. Natasha De Lourdes Salas. Faith Yvette Sampson. Leah Janet Saris. Ryan Robert Scales. Matthew George Shapira. Sarah Megan Schroeder. Edward Joseph Sear. Krishna Rakesh Shah. Rebecca Nicole Shames. Zeev George Shames. Eliza Grace Scharf. Ryan Peter Shields. Chase Sutherland Sinet. James Philip Slowick. Kevin Andrew Slowick. Allison Louise Smith. Evan Alexander Springer. Edward Augustus Springett. John Benjamin Stewart. Dylan Shane Strelke. Daniel Adam Stromland. Quinn Edward Sullivan. Austin Joseph Summerall. Alexander White Turalo. Zachary Sean Tauscher. Grace Faulkner Terry. Emily Marie Thompson. Michaela Elizabeth Thompson. Michael Patrick Tosi. Abigail Pamela Todd. Tyler Alfred Treadway. Sarah Elizabeth Turner. Emma Sydney Twir. Nicole Grace Van Cura. Mark Benjamin Volkin. James Maxwell Voss. John David Wagenseller. Kevin John Walsh. Jared Stephen Watson. Haley Jane Weinstein. Nicholas Patrick Wheeler. Daniel Patrick Whalen. Owen Armstrong White. Hannah Ray Woolley. Amanda Shue. William Arton Yonchich. Congratulations to the graduates of the class of 2017.
If you can be seated, we have a few announcements before we conclude the ceremony. First, I want to thank Mr. Doug Olson, Ms. Brenna Evans, and the Medfield High School Orchestra and Band for spending their day off with us today. Why don't you band members please take a bow. Congratulations and thank you for everything. The all-night grad party volunteers have asked me to remind the parents, not the graduates, the parents, that the all-night grad party open house will take place immediately following the ceremony for those of you who want to take a peek inside the school. So our ceremony has concluded. Thank you for coming out to support our graduates. It's now time for our wonderful musicians to take us out. Have a great rest of the day, and thank you again, and congratulations to our graduates.
The preceding was a production of Medfield TV.